Hi there, this is JW. Welcome back. Before we keep going, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I do upload daily unless I got too busy. Well then, let's start by turning down the background, shall we? Today, we have a ProRevenge story posted by user AlightTV Logging. Let's start the story. Many moons ago, in 1999, I started work as a pub manager for a successful independent pub, decent salary, and even better profit-related bonus scheme. The owner had just bought an old bank with a large car park in an ideal location for a large gastropub just on the outskirts of the town center. It was in the direct footpath between the train, bus station, and the main bar area, so its footfall would be excellent. Over the course of the next 12 months, I worked excessive hours running the one pub whilst helping him design and set up the new pub. It was fun and rewarding both financially and emotionally. The design of the gastropub was excellent. It was Oriental themed, with an open-plan kitchen so the customers could see the chef working. And as the owner had an Oriental girlfriend, all the chefs were from her extended family. This point is key to the revenge. We opened with a bang, and the place was a roaring success, far busier than we had dared to hope. And the initial new opening buzz just never died. We just kept getting busier and busier, and I was working 7 days, 80 plus hours a week between the two pubs. We had to employ a second manager to run the first pub, and ship even more of her extended family over to work in the kitchen. By the end of the first year, my bonus was close to double my salary. In fairness to the owner, he worked more than I did, and I got on really well with him. Then, he screwed me over. He married his girlfriend, and she and I had never really got on very well, but she left me to do my job while she mainly looked after the kitchen side of things. The owner bought a brand new top-spec Porsche, and the wife got a new top-spec Mercedes. I bought myself a Suzuki motorbike. All was going well until it came to my yearly bonus time. I was expecting it to be a lot less than the last year, what with the additional manager and that we were no longer running so short-staffed. But it was drastically worse. By my calculation, it was almost 15,000 euros short. Just checked. That was about 25k euros nowadays. I of course queried this with the owner. It turned out that the company had bought the Porsche and Mercedes as company vehicles, and that was above the line for my bonus calculation on the P&L. They'd also fudged some major capital investment expenses into the repairs line, also above the profit line. I was not happy to say the least, but since we worked so well together, I thought he'd be open to sorting it out somehow. But his wife stepped in and even went as far as to say if they could have lowered my bonus even more, they would have, as it wasn't worth it. My personal life was in tatters, and I'd been thinking about moving on anyway. All the money in the world isn't worth it if you work so much you ruin relationships. So I handed in my notice on the spot. This suited the wife perfectly. She made me hand over my keys and said I'd get my pay in lieu of notice, old holiday pay, etc. But I wasn't to ever set foot in either of their pubs ever again. I was barred for life. Cue the revenge. The problem with treating someone who knows the exact ins and outs of your business with such disregard is that they know all the ways you have been breaking the law. Those chefs you brought over to work but never bothered to get visas for because it was too much trouble and too expensive, be a crying shame if someone called immigration to let them know. Those company vehicles that were never used for company business, be a crying shame if someone called the tax office to let them know. That fudging of the P&L to reduce the pre-tax profit? Be a crying shame if someone called the tax office with details of what to look for. Those cash-in-hand staff you employed so didn't have to pay NICS? Be a crying shame if someone called the tax office to let them know. For good measures, I also rang the local EHO. I wasn't sure as I didn't deal with the kitchen, but I was pretty sure they were breaking some of the hygiene laws. I knew for a fact COSHH was broken as it was always the cheapest cleaning chemicals she could find, so we never had data sheets. The fallout was epic. It hit the local press and the pub was closed for almost 4 months. I have no idea how much they got fined, but it had to be far more than my bonus would have been. Interesting story. Like I said, no matter how big of a company you are, the staff is what makes the company. It's like a machine. With all those working gears, if not a single one of those gears worked, there it is, a dysfunctional machine. You have the money to buy a brand new Porsche and a new Mercedes, but at the expense of your staff's bonuses, that's on you, buddy. Well, that's it for the story today. Again, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Some people might ask, why? And my answer to that is this. 1. It is free, so why not? 2. You'll get an extra video or stories to listen to every day, even though I'm not your first pick. Isn't that great? If you ever ran out of any videos to watch, you still have me, sitting in a jazzy bar, waiting to tell you more interesting stories. 3. It's going to give me some emotional support and keep on making videos as it can feel lonely at times. So the real question instead of why should be, why not? If you already subbed, thank you. I really appreciate that. And we'll see you again next time. Have a great night.